contribute a lot.
Only good for the.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the October 23rd, 2023 Board of Adjustment meeting to order. My name is Michael Carson, Chairperson of the Board of Adjustment. Before we get started, just one quick announcement for the board. The microphones we're using tonight are not very sensitive, and the only recording device we have is a camera. So when speaking, please sit as close as you can to the microphone. The Board of Adjustment is a quasi-judicial body made up of residents of the town of Prescott Valley who volunteer their time and efforts. We are impartial and are guided by state and local rules and regulations. We are somewhat informal. However, we ask that when you address the board, you use the microphone at the podium and state your name and address for the record. This evening's proceedings will be conducted in the following format. First, I will read the hearing item into the record. Following the identification of the hearing item, staff will present the case and their recommendations to the board, after which questions from the Board of Adjustment will be directed to staff regarding the case. Next, the applicant will be invited to address the board, after which questions from the board for the applicant will be heard. After that, I will open the floor to general comments from the public regarding the case before the board. I ask that you direct your pertinent comments to the board through the chairperson and not to staff or individuals within the audience. I would also ask, I would also ask that you keep your comments brief and to the point, as I may exercise the prerogative to confine public comment if necessary, should there be considerable public involvement in the case. There is one action item on the agenda this evening. I would like to note for the record town employees who are present: Ernest Ruby, Deputy Director for Development Services; Chris Norlock, Planner; Carmela David, Administrative Support; and we don't have Mr. Drake here tonight. Ms. David, please call the roll.
Chairperson Carson,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Kunish,
Here.
Member Willihan,
Here.
Member Schaefer,
Here.
Member Pattison.
Here.
If the board has reviewed the minutes from the September 25th, 2023 meeting, I ask if there are any corrections to the minutes. Hearing none, I will accept a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I move to approve the September 25th, 2023 minutes.
May I have a second?
Second.
Ms. David, please call the roll on the motion.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Willihan,
Yes.
Member Pattison,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Kunish,
Yes.
Chairperson Carson.
Yes. Are there any announcements from staff or board members?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, at this time, the only announcement from staff is to introduce you to our new town staff member, Planner Chris Norlock. I think you all have met him, but he's a welcome addition to our staff, and we'll be doing the presentation for you tonight.
Very good. Thank you. Again, welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
We have one action item on the agenda tonight. That action item is V23-004. Upon the application of Mike Carrillo, agent for the property owner, a request for a variance per sections 13-29-040C and 13-20-050C1 of the Town of Prescott Valley zoning ordinance in order to allow deviations from setbacks due to hardship caused by an irregularly shaped lot. The subject property is located at 4440 North Mobile Circle West, Prescott Valley, Unit 5, Lot 1878, APN number 103-25-214. Chris?
Thank you, Chair, Vice Chair, and Board. Like you said, it's a variance for setback reduction at 4440 North Mobile Circle West. It's on the corner of Hoffman and Mobile Circle West, which is in between Luce and Spouse Drive, and it's located in Unit 5. Here's the proposed site plan. It's kind of hard to see up there. But it does say a 2-foot variation or variance in the back. Looking into a little more, me and Mr. Ruby noticed that for manufactured homes, it only requires a 20-foot setback in the front and 24-foot in the rear. So it will just be a 1-foot reduction in the rear. They had to push the building back in order to meet the exterior side setback there at the 10 feet. And due to that hardship and irregular shaped lot, we do think that this is valid and are requesting, recommending approval on this. That's all I have, pretty short, sweet, to the point. I believe the applicant's here for questions. I am here for questions as well.
Okay. Any questions for Chris from the board?
I just wanted some clarification as to what the setback requirements are for this density district.
So with the density district, I think it was for mobile homes is, would you like to take this, Ernest?
Commissioner Kunish, setbacks for a mobile home in this MH1 district is a 10-foot side yard setback to the street side, 7-foot on the interior side, 20 feet in the front yard, and 24 feet in the rear yard. So this request, it basically boils down to a 1-foot variance in the rear setback to push the manufactured home back far enough to meet that 10-foot side yard setback and the 7-foot interior side yard setback.
Okay. And the basis for my question was that the packet we have provided had given some different dimensions for that. So I was just seeking clarification of that.
Thank you, Commissioner Kunish. I apologize for that, but as we went through and reviewed the item and reviewed the plat plans and everything for the project, we saw that the front yard setback was only a 20-foot setback as opposed to a 25-foot.
Any further questions for staff? At this point, we'll invite the applicant to address the board.
Good afternoon, or good evening, actually. It's later than afternoon. So I'm the contractor. This is the homeowner.
Would you stand a little closer to the microphone, please?
Does it move? There you go.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so I'm the contractor, and this is the homeowner sitting here. And so what we're asking for is, like has already been stated, is we need that 1-foot setback in the rear because of the lot being irregular. And so we would have had it if we could have moved the house forward to the 20-foot setback, but we couldn't because of that angle, which forced it to go back, and so that's why we're here. So there's not much to say, just trying to get that
I
variance.
understand. Just for the record, what was your name and your address, please?
So my name is Mike Carrillo. I'm with MC Service and Design, and we're in Dewey, Arizona.
Okay.
Do you need my physical address?
I'm sorry?
Did you need my physical address? Oh,
That should be fine. Any questions from the board for the agent for the applicant? At this point, we'll open the item for public comment, if any. Hearing none, we'll return the item to the board for discussion. Any further discussion by the board or questions?
Based upon the information that we've been provided by staff as well as the applicant and our packet, it appears that this is not a self-imposed hardship based upon this. It's more related to the shape of this particular lot, and as a result of that, I'm inclined to approve this.
Very good. Thanks, Bill. Any further comments? Hearing none, I will accept a motion.
I move to approve V23-004.
I'll second it.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the variance. Ms. David, please, maybe have a roll call vote, please.
Member Pattison?
Yes.
Member Schaefer?
Yes.
Member Willoughby,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Kunish,
Yes.
Chairperson Carson.
Yes, the variance is approved. This concludes the items on the agenda. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board at this time? Please.
Hi, my name is Diane Gomez, and I live at 11550,
Could you stand just a little?
11550 East Deer Trail Lane in Dewey. I'm not a Prescott Valley voter, but I like the villages, and I really don't like what happened here August 28th when you approved the Fain request to put in the, what I like to call the congested Clipper courts. I don't know if any of you have ever been out there, but 10 years from now, I thought I'd like to live there because I might not be able to go up and down 2 stories. And what you did there proved to me I don't want to live there because it was zoned C2 and strangely, through just a land use or use permit that usually approves, like, if you want to have a dog grooming business next door, next in your house, you guys, somehow you went from a C2 to a congested residential. Now, Ernie explained to me how that was legal, so I said to him, I think I'm waiting for a reply, can we do like a petition signed by 15,000 Prescott Valley citizens to close that loophole? Because unbelievably, that just seems like the last place you want to jam in families who, before you, not you, but the town council disapproved, or somebody disapproved, something like 52, I don't know, can't read my notes, 54 townhomes because of several reasons that now, it's still those reasons exist, but now it's like okay for the nurses and the firemen. If you see that picture, which happened on September 14th, rolling over the 69 onto its side and sliding 300 feet down a road that these guys, the oldsters, like us, I guess some of us, like to walk down that street with their dogs or just for exercise. I'm sorry, I'm still forgetting the mic. If you still think with, I know that the Fains have to do a traffic impact analysis or something like that. If you don't realize how this is going to be the main road for these kids with their bikes and everything to play on, if you don't realize how many areas this could easily happen without K-rails or a wall, I don't know how you stop it. I'm not a, person that does that stuff. But I object to you guys okaying something where over 400 residents of the villages and all the rest of us, PCC, we got 3,000 people, Quailwood, 3,000 people, lots of registered voters that count on you guys to do what they want, not what the Fains want. You guys are the only people in between the Fains who are going cray-cray on these rezoning requests all over thousands, I would say 10,000 Prescott Valley voters, if we could
Time, Chair.
organize them. All done?
Time.
Anyway, thank you very much. I'm done.
Great. Thank you for your comments, Ms. Lopez. Any further comments? Gomez, I'm sorry.
That's okay, everybody gets that wrong.
Any further comments? Hearing none and there being no further business, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor by aye?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.